Now then people, it's Joe, Leeds TV, and I'm back. Guess who's back? How is everyone doing? Sorry I've not been around for a couple of days, obviously. I've been a little bit under the weather, if I'm being totally honest. You know, some might think I had my little appearance on Sky Sports and that was me, done then. All Leeds TV on the back burner, see you later, I don't need you anymore. Famous and all that jazz. But no, that's not true. Yeah, I've just been really ill. As you can see, I'm absolutely knackered. But thank you so much for the team for just continuing. Obviously, Conor has been getting his previews out, reviews. I know Oscar did Monday Night Football and did a very good job of that. So thank you so much for that, Oscar. This is a bit of a review and preview. So a little bit of a review of Middlesbrough, because obviously I wasn't able to get a video out. And a little bit of preview of tonight's game against Swansea. So, go back to the BORO game. Really enjoyed my day out. It was my birthday, as you all know. And it was an awesome atmosphere, to be fair, at the Riverside. It was a really good turnout from both sets of fans. It's the only time they do really turn out, BORO, when Leeds come into town. Especially when they haven't been having the best game of form. But to be fair to them, in terms of the actual day itself, I thought they played really well, Middlesbrough. I thought John Obi Mikel was quality, bossed the game. I said before the game we needed to win. Obviously, the results sort of went our way. We're still in a comfortable position, and on the phase of the game, how it panned out, you'll definitely take a point. And I said so after the game on my Sky Sports review. If you haven't watched the EFL Goals show, make sure you do, because your boy's on it. But yeah, listen, it was unfortunate what happened to Jack Clarke. Do I think the time was warranted? Yes, a lot's been made about the time. I think it was warranted for the amount of time Jack was. You know, waiting to be getting, because obviously it happened very quickly. I remember Ailing going over, who, by the way, should have been subbed. For me, was atrocious on Saturday. There, I said it. I don't think he should be playing tonight. I understand why and the loyalty towards him, but I've said for a couple of weeks now, Ailing's not been the same player, and I know a lot of people are on that as well. And I just think on Saturday against Middlesbrough, he was pretty woeful. He would ping a ball out to the left. It would go straight, or a ball would be pinged out to him on the right, and he would miss it, and it would go out of play. In terms of the lineup on Saturday, I was really excited. I know Oscar was a massive fan of Pablo, was disappointed Pablo was on the bench. I seen Clarke being ideal in this game and being able to get at their fullbacks. Didn't pan out that way. Pablo came on the bench and just absolutely changed the game. It pinged balls left to right. In all honesty, I missed their goal. If anyone was at the game, especially in the lower section, I got stuck in the toilet. It was rock hard getting out of that toilet, I swear to God. You know, Riverside's a decent stadium, and the concourse, I think you can tell they've been in the Prem. But them toilets need sorting out. There needs to be an in and out fucking door, because I swear to God we were penned like bloody sheep in there. And I missed the goal. I came out and they'd just scored Lewis Wing, but I've seen it back. It was a decent finish. Randolph kept them in the game. I thought he was absolutely immense. I know they had a couple of opportunities. Flint missed a sitter of a header, but also Paddy missed a sitter as well. How he doesn't score that is beyond me. But listen, in all honesty, I think in terms of the goal that they conceded, Middlesbrough, I believe that's their first headed goal they've conceded. And that's one thing I took away from the game as well. And I was speaking to my friend who's a BORO fan. We were better at set pieces than them. Do you know what I mean? We were, like, I think both at defending and obviously attacking, we won quite a lot of it. So we were more than prepared for the aerial threat that they had. And it shows. I think, like I say, I've got a lot of BORO fans who are my friends, and they said that's the best they've played at the Riverside all season, and they only got a 1-1 against us. So that shows, you know, how much they turned out, but also how good we are, because, you know, they played Sheffield United there, for example, in the early parts of the season and beat Sheffield United 3-0. You know what I mean? And the performance against us was up there. You know, according to most BORO fans, it was up there as one of their best performances of the season, and they only got a point against us. And listen, we continue to score in every away game, which is absolutely huge. That does loads for the guys' mentality. You know, I think we're the only team to do so. It's a massive plus and a massive caveat to have to the game, in all honesty, to our game, in knowing that we are never done, we will always score. So if it's one in it, the boys mentally will always go in. And listen, we got a point. West Brom last night as well got a point against Forest, so things could go our way. I mean, if Middlesbrough beat Sheffield United tonight and we win, You know, we just build up a bigger gap again. So, you know, I know Pontus came out yesterday and said they believe in that dressing room. It's their time, and I've been saying it for some time. It's our time. And looking at the next fixtures coming up, you know, I feel that we can take maximum points, and that moves us on to Swansea. Listen, I know Conor's made a few points about them being Prem quality, just come down from the Prem, but ultimately, just because you come down from the Prem doesn't mean shit. Look at Sunderland. Listen, I know they've got some better players than what Sunderland have, but they haven't hit the heights they were expected. They're 11th in the table for a reason. They're just so inconsistent, up and down, up and down. You know, I thought that first game, we did very well to come away with a point, and it was another one of them points in the season for me where I looked at it and thought, we're a different side now. We're a battling side as well, you know. Previous seasons, we lose that game at Swansea. We came back twice to get in the game. Obviously, Paddy, lovely, you know, turn. I remember for the second, I crossed it in for Pablo. I forget who got the first. It may have been Roof. I think it was Roof, because I believe Jamie Shackleton cut it back for Roof, who, by the way, I think should be starting this game. I'll say it, but I understand why Bielsa's gone with Hale. And in terms of the lineup, obviously, it's the exact same lineup for what turned out against Borough. The potential of Bamford and Roof really excites me. It didn't have... I mean, I thought Roof was very, very good in the role that he played, especially in the first half. I remember turning around to my pal at the game and thought, Roof's just running, he's doing so well. Bamford wasn't quite up to it, but if we're going to go with them, and I think we are for the rest of the season, it's an exciting prospect for me, and it is going to, you know, pay dividends, and hopefully that starts tonight. I fancy Leeds to win 2-0. Obviously, the only change from the game on Saturday is Jack Clarke comes out and Pablo comes in, which, to be fair, if you look at the phase of play on the second half, you would 100% do that, because Pablo absolutely bossed it. You know, by all accounts, I think Phil Hay said he'd made more passes than any other player on the pitch, and he was only on for 45 minutes. So that shows you the wizardry, the magician that is Pablo Hernandez. But yeah, on to Swansea. As I say, they're a bit up and down in terms of results. They do have some quality there. You know, Leroy Fer, as I've said, I thought he absolutely bossed it. So it'll be interesting to see if he starts, because Leroy Fer, look, much like Dan James, was due to go to Villa. Will Dan James play? That'd be interesting. I think if he plays on the side of Ayling, Ayling's going to have his work cut out. But, you know, I think the fans, we as a fan base, can easily get into Dan James and give it the old, your Leeds, and you know you are, and it's going to affect his game. And maybe Graham Potter would look at that and think, you know, it could go two ways, couldn't he? He could have an amazing performance, or he could turn up and think, fuck it, I should be playing on the home side here. So it'll be interesting to see. I think we all Ollie McBurney won as well. I thought he played really well against us in the reverse fixture. But, you know, he ran his mouth a bit on Twitter with the whole Dan James transfer saga. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I do fancy Leeds to win. I fancy us to win 2-0, and I fancy us to win the next few now. You know, we've got QPR, Bolton, and then we're up against West Brom. That could be a massive game in the context of the season, depending on how results go between now and then. But I genuinely feel after the point at Borough, it's a very good point. The boys' confidence will be well buoyed up for it. And they've done well to come away from the Riverside with the point. There's not that many teams, you know, will beat Borough. We know that. We said that after the first game. And we, you know, we got a point, and a headed goal too, which I believe is the first they've conceded all season, and you can understand why, because they combined about 50 foot. But yeah, a different game tonight, because obviously Swansea are very much a footballing side, like to keep it on the floor, and they did play well in the reverse fixture. Like I say, we did well there to also come away with a point, but I think at home, the impetus is on us. The fans will want us to go out and win the game, and I think we will win the game, and I think it'll be a 2-0 win. We need to score first. I keep coming back to that. You know, we keep letting teams in front. The game on Saturday, it was the worst time to concede. You know, walking out from the toilet, sitting in the stadium, 47th minute, bam, goal. Absolutely good. We can't afford to go behind tonight, and I don't think we will at home. I'm really excited by the prospect of Izzy Brown being on that bench again. The prospect of Bamford and Roof linking up, because they will do, and I think it's pivotal between now and the end of the season that they do that, and we start to blow teams away, which I believe are well in our arsenal, especially in these next 3 games against Swansea, QPR and Bolton. and then we'll see where we're at after West Brom. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm ever so sorry about, you know, not much videos. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter asking questions, where the fuck's Joe? Well, I'm back, and I'll see you tonight after the Swansea result, where we've beat 2-0, and it's been a brace from Patrick Bamford. Thank you for tuning in, guys. All Leeds our way. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.